Hi there, my name is Sapna Dhamija, one of the IELTS experts at YIP platform. It means that your IELTS partner platform. I have been teaching to them that what mistakes they have to avoid in reading, writing, listening and speaking. And in today's video, especially for you guys, I would like to throw a light what top 10 mistakes in IELTS speaking candidate doing. Because of this they may lose their score, or their score is affecting previously or those who are preparing now. So what top 10 mistakes they are doing and how to avoid them. So number one mistake what they do, parroting the question. Yeah, this is the first mistake. Parroting the question, it means what? In IELTS, parrot is a candidate who repeat the question in the statement form. Yes, a candidate who repeat the question in the statement form. Let's understand with the help of example. If examiner is asking a question, do you like to watch TV, and you are answering in the same form, yes, of course, I like to watch TV in my free time. It means you are repeating the answer in the statement form. Whatever the question is, जो भी आपको क्वेश्चन किया गया है, आप उसी फॉर्म में अगर आंसर कर रहे हो, इसे बोला जाता है पैरटिंग द क्वेश्चन, और इसका स्कोर डेफिनेटली डिडक्ट होता है. सो व्हाट टू डू, कि इसे अवॉइड कैसे किया जाए. क्या आप उसको सेम पैरट लाइन ही बोले या आप उसको पैराफ्रेज करें. आई वुड सजेस्ट यू रीफ्रेज द क्वेश्चन और पैराफ्रेज द क्वेश्चन. When examiner is asking, do you like to watch TV? You may answer, yes, of course. I appreciate watching TV in my leisure time. I adore watching TV in my leisure time. Or I prefer watching TV whenever I get enough free time. So it is really helpful to save your score. So avoid parroting the question. So number second mistake, what candidates do. When examiner is asking any question to them, whether it is introductory part or it is a follow-up part, and a candidate doesn't understand and the candidate is answering in that way, I don't understand. So when you are saying I don't understand, so this is another mistake, saying I don't understand. So this is the biggest mistake what candidates doing. When you are saying in regard of any question, I don't understand, you may lose your score. So rather than saying I don't understand, you can say to your examiner, you can request, can you say it again please, or can you please paraphrase it, or can you please rephrase it. But don't answer like this, I don't understand what you are saying. So instead, paraphrasing, rephrasing, or politely ask them to repeat the question. So this is mistake number third, what generally students or candidates do. Going off topic. And this generally happens where, in cue card, when examiner is giving any cue card, for example, any gift that which you received in the past, or any game which you would like to play in the future, or any city where you would like to settle or go somewhere. So these type of question in cue card when examiner is asking, and sometimes candidates, they go off the topic. I mean that they are just responding but they do not understand how to answer appropriately. So this is the biggest problem, when candidate lose sight of question or answer before understanding it. So what to do, what's the solution for that. इस केस में आप क्या कर सकते हैं, आपके लिए क्या सोल्यूशन है. जस्ट डोंट बी पैनिक, डोंट बी नर्वस. अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन में आपको लग रहा है कि यू आर गोइंग ऑफ, जस्ट रिलैक्स, जस्ट थिंक अपॉन दिस एंड टेक अ मोमेंट. आप थोड़ा पोज लीजिए, बिल्कुल लाइट पोज, नॉट बी साइलेंट बट टेक अ मोमेंट एंड देन थिंक अप्रोप्रिएटली दैट व्हाट टू आंसर एंड हाउ टू आंसर, कि आपको क्या आंसर करना है और कैसे आंसर करना है. But it is always advisable, just be surround near the topic. Don't go here and there. Don't speak about this and that. So just be surround the topic, and that way you would be able to manage your cue card or any of the question. So this is a mistake number 4, giving only yes or no answers. It happens generally during part 1 or in the follow-up part, and especially in the introductory part. In part 1 it happens when examiner is asking something and you are just saying yes or saying no. What's that? If you're saying yes or no or not elaborating, you may lose your score definitely. For example, examiner is asking that do you play games? Yes. What type of games do you play? Then you are just little elaborating. Do you listen to music? Yes. And do you like pets? No. So this is not suitable. These answers are not appropriate until unless you elaborate it. Just give elaboration or expand your answer in 2 to 3 sentences. This is always advisable if you want to secure your score. So this is mistake number 5th, overusing transition words. Transition words are always helpful, always beneficial, such as first and foremost, for instance, on the other hand. Even many trainers, many IELTS trainers, they guide the candidates or the students who are preparing for IELTS, use these transition words. For example, for instance, first and foremost, to begin with, on the other hand, I'm saying that these are really very much helpful. However, using them excessively or when you are overusing these transition words, these definitely may affect your score. Yes, it is truth. This is the biggest truth of IELTS speaking. If you are repeating these transition words again and again, you are using a lot or excessively, rather than gaining score, it may affect your score. So avoid using them a lot. So mistake number 6, what candidates do: poor pronunciation. In IELTS word, a few number of people, very less number of people know this reality. 25% score counts on pronunciation. It means 2.25 band score counts on your pronunciation. If you are having a poor pronunciation, then you may lose this entire score, 2.25 band. It means that you will not be getting out of 9, instead you will be getting out of 6.75 band score. So in order to improve your pronunciation, what is advisable? Before examination, make sure do practice with the native or any native level speakers, so that you must have right pronunciation and secure your 25% score. So this is mistake number 7, silence. What does it mean? You want to know what does it mean? Silence. It means when you are in IELTS speaking interview and most of you don't understand what to say, then you respond in silence. It means कि आप silent हो जाते हैं, आप blank हो जाते हैं, आपको पता ही नहीं चलता कि आप कैसे respond करें. So most of you respond silence when you don't understand what to say, what to speak. So it is advisable, rather than maintaining silence, use some good signpost. Yes, previously in many videos I told you, just use some signpost. Well, let me see, let me think. I would say, I suppose, what can I say more about this? I would say, I would add on by saying, so don't maintain silence, instead use some good signpost, and which I will share link in the description. You can check from there and learn from there. So mistake number 8, this is one of the biggest mistake. Again, 25% score counts on vocabulary. Yes, 25% score again counts on your vocabulary. If you are using very simple words, you are using very much common words like or love, and rather than using some uncommon words, you are using people again and again, you are using children time and again, but not using rare words or uncommon words, then you may lose your score. Even though many trainers who are teaching IELTS, they are suggesting that you may not lose your score if you are using simple vocabulary, but this is a myth. If you really want to get good score, I mean that 25% want to secure appropriately, then use very different words, make a list, learn them. I mean that use some uncommon or rare words, rather than using some or picking up some simple vocabulary words. So this is mistake number 9, what candidates they generally do in IELTS speaking: grammar. They are not using structures, they are using very simple sentences. Usually what happens that whenever we speak with someone, then we generally use some active sentences. So this is our habit that in our day-to-day life, whenever we communicate with others, that we speak just, we are active speaker, we use some active sentences, but we do not look after some other type of sentences, as there are variety of other sentences like passive sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, even question sentences you can use. But the candidates who are not using, they are just having a simple structure but not making complex and compound structures. I mean that not array of sentences they are using, it may affect their score. So this is advisable, just learn active, passive, compound, complex structures, and even the question sentences add on in that. So this is mistake number 10. This is again a common mistake, a very most common mistake what candidates do. Lack of confidence. Part 1, which is entirely based on your confidence, because some general questions are asked to make you relaxed or to make you familiar with the exam or the examiner. So this part 1 is utilized, and this part 1 is based on band 2. Entire part 1 based on band 2. If you are not confident, you are not answering confident, examiner is finding you nervous while answering the part 1. Part 2 and part 3, there is a different criteria for checking the speaking examination, but in part 1 entirely your confidence is being checked. And if you are having lack of confidence, I mean that you are not confident enough in part 1, then again you may lose your score. So most of the students, they're quite nervous, like they're perspiring or they're just scratching or they're just looking here and there, but they are not aware that how to be confident, how to sit formally in front of the examiner. This is a very interactive test, so be confident. This is a very friendly test, examiner is very much friendly, so be confident. This is advisable. So these mistakes which I have discussed with you and how to avoid them, and some links I have left in the description below, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe it, because in future I'm giving you more creative videos. Thank you so much.